Oklahoma, and then the second half had Georgia dominated. Alabama lost the home game against Auburn, did not feel good at the end of that ball game about who they were and how they played. Nate Oates at shoot-around today, confident, wanted to see how his team will respond.
There we go, Missouri in those home whites, Alabama in the crimson. Don Daly, Bart Lennox, Keith Kimball are officials today in this top 15 clash. There's the veteran, that's Tony Perkins. Fifth-year senior follows his own miss. You got a shooter in the corner. It's Trent Pierce.
Offensive rebound by Perkins. It's going to be a game to see what happens. Can't turn it over against a Missouri team that gets out and runs and shoots it well in this building.
Part of the identity of this Missouri team. And Robinson turns the turnover into 3.
Always remember, Alabama likes to score within the first 10 to 12 seconds. Missouri's got to hold for it quickly and see if they can get into the passing lanes.
Now Alabama hits threes at a very high rate as well. Youngblood could not hit. Robinson, look how quickly they went from back. There's the All-American Mark Sears improvising that time underneath. Cliff Amore gets a post touch. Mark Mitchell affected the shot. And so it has been one and done for Alabama the first few possessions on that end. Perkins driving kick, Pierce refires, and they can't make it 3 in a row to begin.
And a big key for Alabama, besides shooting and scoring early or trying to score early, is their offensive rebound. They must attack the glass. Missouri has to block out and only allow Alabama one shot.
They are a solid offensive rebounding team, very high efficiency. Sears gets swallowed up that time after he picked up the dribble. Bates turns down the corner 3. Tamar Bates! It is 10-zip Missouri.
What a start for the Tigers. The Tide need an answer quickly.
They need a bucket. LeBaron Philon, by the way, into the starting lineup for the first time in a handful of games. His layup is way offline. And look how quickly Missouri pushes.
And partner, what we've seen in the SEC.
Oh, Pierce!
In the last 3 weeks, not many whistles are being blown. Missouri, what a start.
They forced the Alabama timeout 2.5 minutes in. It's a blitz.
We said that Alabama couldn't turn it over because what Missouri wants to do is get out and push, not necessarily run half-court offense. They're attacking the rim. They're being aggressive. Exactly what Dennis Gates wanted to see from his team to start this game.
Well, they've started 5 out of 7 from the floor, Sonny. Alabama hasn't hit a shot yet. Matter of fact, they've turned it over twice already.
And I think Alabama looking for contact a few of those possessions, right? There's not a whistle being blown. So now you've got to figure out how the game's being called. Be more aggressive in your attack mode.
One thing we heard Nate Oates talk about on the heels of the loss in that mega matchup, 1-2 Saturday in Tuscaloosa, the loss to Auburn, was, are we going to bounce back with the appropriate disposition in practice and on game day to be ready for a high-level battle against Missouri? He was encouraged by what he saw, but boy, this is a knockdown in the first round.
But what we understand about Alabama, it's one of the best teams in college basketball.
Yep.
They can weather this storm. A Final Four team a year ago, a veteran team. They understand it, but they've got to have answers. One of the things they do great on the offensive end is attack and get offensive rebounds. They only had 7 against Auburn, and they didn't play well. They only had 9 in the loss against Ole Miss.
This is a charged up arena, and the All-American, that's Mark Sears, takes it in for Alabama's first basket on the heels of a timeout.
Not a surprise that he would be the one to answer. He has had a brilliant career at Alabama.
3-year starter, going for 18 a game this year, so he is Alabama's premier and leading scorer. Mark Mitchell, very productive 5-man, took some contact. Mitchell couldn't shut it down. This is Perkins. He draws the foul. 2 wins by 24 points and 13, but they look really good in the second half of both games.
And so one of the keys of Missouri on the defensive end is the physicality of their backcourt. They get a lot of steals, they're physical, they grab and hold and do a lot of things. Terrific pass to Nelson inside.
Yeah, that's the 5th-year senior with his first basket. It was a 12-0 Missouri blitz, 2.5 minutes into the game. Mitchell left open. Oh, Mitchell connects.
Only shoots 23%. They're going to give him that look.
Mo Diabate into the game. Great feed. It's Nelson. Count the basket.
Always keep an eye defensively, Kevin. Missouri switches everything. And so if you fake that time as they switched, kept the bounce, Diabate kept the bounce, kept it to the rim, gave it to Nelson for another easy two. I looked at Grant when he was warming up. I said, hey, it feels warm. He goes, yeah. Compared to where I'm from, yes.
Oh, even despite the cold temperatures, snow all throughout Missouri, northern Arkansas yesterday. Brilliant crowd. They have showed up.
Hey, great matchup. Jared Stevenson at 6'10", 6'11", guarding Caleb Grill, and not letting Grill get hot and get touches. But right now, it's the Tony Perkins show.
Perkins, an early impact. He's got a handful of rebounds, 2 assists, and his first made bucket. Aiden Holloway, who is a very prolific three-point shooter off the bench, just fires on his first look.
Play with anybody.
It's a lot of that generated from the experience, the maturity, the veteran-type team this season.
And no doubt, guys that came back that didn't win a game in SEC play last year. Guys like Tamar Bates, Caleb Grill was injured last year. And then you have the transfer pool. Mark Mitchell and Tony Perkins have been huge.
Josh Gray into the game off the bench. You got 4 to shoot here for Alabama. That has been stifled on this side. Sears with half a second. Oh, he beats the timer.
My goodness.
And obviously good for the All-American. Yep, with there's still 1/10 of a second to spare. A little closer than I thought.
How good has he been in the last couple of years?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a fabulous player. Great talent. Yes, you can have off games. Yes, he wasn't great against Auburn on Saturday, only 4 of 17 from the field.
After
I get
the
that.
basket counts.
2-time All-Conference. He'll very likely make his 3rd straight All-SEC team. But Sonny, this says it all. He just surpassed 2,600 points for his career. And he has ascended to the mountaintop of the sport.
Well, at his size, they list him at 6'1". We'll count that. I'm not quite sure he's 6'1".
Yep.
He's the #1 guy on the scouting report. That's a tough spot to be. You're not 6'6". You're not jumping over everybody. They try to double him. They try to triple him. They try to keep him from getting jump shots or getting layups. Just finds a way to win.
Well, he can catch and shoot with the best of them. Caleb Grill, the league's most effective three-point shooter.
Any shooter loves to run baseline to baseline. They set a double for him. Another turnover. Missouri will run when they have a chance.
Wow, the steal and then the immediate lead feed to Pierce. Here's Bates, has an open one. This blitz continues.
And Missouri, understanding that Alabama wants to score in those first 10 seconds, are getting stops and forcing turnovers, allows them to run, and they share the basketball.
Holloway with a very needed triple.
Keep an eye on Grill. When he comes in the game, they've got him on constant motion to see if he can find an opening for a shot.
That is number 31 in the white. Better than 45% for beyond the arc. It's best of the SEC. Josh Gray. Oh, slamming down.
Did I mention that Mizzou likes to be physical with their guards? They're simply posting up Tony Perkins to go against a thinner Aiden Holloway.
Holloway, corner 3, knocks it down.
And that's how you answer it. You go to the other end and go, I'll take my 3 for your 2. Let's see if Perkins keeps the ball in his hand and keeps backing down Holloway.
2 of the highest scoring teams in the nation. They also hit the 3 at exceptionally high rates. Missouri makes about 9 a game. Alabama 10. Grill, another. Offline that time.
Good defense by Stevenson. He stayed on his backside. You got to chase shooters.
Sears to the basket, high off the glass, knocked out. And who was it last touched by? Missouri basketball.
Another improvement over a year ago is the physicality of rebound. What Missouri's doing that they didn't do as well last year. Sharing the basketball is what this Missouri offense is all about. They move it and they find open guys, and if there's no dribble and you get it to your best shooters, one Grill, second one Bates, you're going to shoot it well. And on the other end, Aiden Holloway's having a terrific season, especially shooting the ball. When he gets open, it's pretty much money.
Top 10 in the league, 42% from distance. He is way better in league play. And So those 2 threes, you can see him clapping his hands. Those are critical based on how Missouri has started this game.
And the key for any great shooter is the freedom to shoot it. And both of these offenses, because they like to push, and your first open look, coaches want you to take, makes you a much better shooter. Good defense.
Bates, wild layup. Grill, who's a very good rebounding guard. That was last touch, though, by the 6th-year senior.
So last 2 possessions, Jared Stevenson, great on the defense outside on Grill, great on the defense interior on Tamar Bates. He uses his length Nato's talked about. They can play 3, 6, 11 guys. He said they can all defend outside.
Mori setting the screen for Holloway, has to pick up the dribble.
Phylon's got to be good tonight. Got to be aggressive, go off the bounce.
Yeah, one of the better rookies in the league. Little hesitation here, trying to go to work on Mitchell. Holloway can't shake Bates. That is a difficult shot falling away.
He has a very confident stroke going tonight.
He's already got 8. So he's got 8 of Alabama's 17. You see 3 of his first 4. Mitchell, count it, and the foul. Relentless last week against Oklahoma.
Dominating against the Sooners. They had nobody that could match up with his aggressiveness.
He's had a fruitful season. And these 2 teams, they have just thrived. They flourished this year. How about Chris Youngblood? Throws one up from distance.
Almost,
and
that almost looked like a shot because he hadn't had a shot until.
Oh, Robinson steps into a wide open 3. They can't miss from distance. How many teams has Missouri done this to early in games in this building?
And think if you're Missouri, you love the pace that Alabama wants to play at. To Wisconsin.
He was hurt last year. What did he go for 30 plus again the other day? He's got a handful of 30-point games.
He's had quite a year.
And so the formula, to your point, it seems right for the Tigers. That is rare to see Grill
have a ball fake, get it back.
It's another steal. Anthony Robinson, who's second in the league in steals, crosses up Sears there. Over to Marcus Allen.
5th turnover for Alabama.
In the early minutes, and Grill gets all the way to the rack. It's not just the turnover, it's converting the points right afterward.
Again, the physicality of the backcourt for Missouri.
Yeah, advantage Missouri backcourt. Youngblood can't answer. That's knocked away. And they're going to whistle Grant Nelson for the reach-in foul. The number 3rd in the league in turnovers forced. Alabama is second to last in turnovers commit. So Missouri capitalizing off of that. Here's the other shooter who you mentioned. It's Jacob Cruz. Well, he's been dialed in of late from distance. Can't hit the fall away. It's another foul on Alabama. 6 already on the glass. And they're coming off a fine performance against Georgia. They were +9 now. Like Caleb Grill got clocked in the face in the defensive glass. And they have turned Alabama over, what, 6 times already?
So for the next 10 minutes, Alabama's got to slowly just get back in this game. Get a few stops on the defensive end and then get some buckets.
Oh, Robinson with his man going tumbling that time. He was looking to draw some contact. Robinson picks it off. Cruz lob it up. Perkins. They cannot connect.
Dude, stop them in the first 10 or 12 seconds when Alabama wants to score. Make them run offense. Make some of their guys that are drivers like Sears, make them finish versus splashing it out to open shooting.
And that has been half of their offense early on as Sears attacking the rim. He's got 6.
And I think Sears will recognize the fact that they're not attacking him when he drives the rim, just finishing play.
Marcus Allen underneath. Allen goes up. Missed it. It's a close range look and good position. And now after the miss, Alabama on the move. Sears, not that time. Youngblood, second chance, yes.
So again, we said at the 10-minute mark. 45 seconds down, they get a couple baskets, all of a sudden down 12. Whittle this down to halftime.
Missouri threw the first big right hook in the opening minutes of this game, knocked Alabama down. Mitchell trying to keep the pivot foot. Does he? Yes, he does. 8 seconds on the timer. Perkins has got 4 assists today, by the way. Puts up the 3. Rebound down to Nelson. That's Alabama's top rebound.
And now it's one and done. Miss it, Alabama goes the other way.
So can they string 3 consecutive baskets together? That's a foul on Robinson. Game. So any deficit perhaps not safe, just based on the way both of these teams perform on the offensive end.
And so far, you talk about possessions. Alabama's got 6 turnovers. Not the way you want to play. They want that ball loose on the ground and going the other way.
Missouri defense so aggressive. They will hound you. Holloway got his man in the air, but he could not finish there with the left-hand scoop. Missouri so quick into the front court. This is Grill. Kicks it back out to Perkins.
Well, I thought Bates would shoot it. Nelson's hands were down. Anytime a shooter has it, big man has his hands down, he's going to let it loose. Great pass.
Yep, there's Mitchell underneath. Got it to go.
Great set play. Great pass. Good back pick to get Mitchell open.
Missouri, a dazzling 58% from the field to start. Holloway attacks, relentless. Pierce rips it away. And then a foul on Alabama will get this place up again.
They hang their heads. Do they shrug their shoulders? They don't, right? They're all on the same page. And that's a reason why you're 19-6.
Yeah, only person left to hit a 3 today would be John Sunvold, but our in-arena MC. He's got your Sunvold jersey. Oh, a little razzle-dazzle here. Mitchell gets everybody flying. How did that go in?
Out. Because the ability of what Missouri's done by making 3.
Right.
And so anybody who's an aggressive driver like Caleb Grill, lanes are available.
Boy, that was a fun one. Mitchell with 9. Back in his home state, Philon takes it right into Grill's sternum. That's an aggressive take.
Philon said, enough of you guys talking Missouri physicality. I am going right into Grill and knocking him into the first row.
Well, you mentioned Philon's got to be good today. Oh, Mitchell, he hit one earlier. New 20 for the Tigers. That one's loose. This is Mitchell. Oh, it leads him right into another potential 3-point play. Poised, 2 years at Duke. Won a whole lot of games there. Comes back to his home state, thriving.
And people forget a 2-year starter at Duke.
17-point cushion for Missouri in a building that has been one of the best home court advantages in college basketball this year. Sears with the response.
Tell you what Sears does is not easy. It's like 1-on-5. He just beats guys.
He's the only tie player close to double figures. He and Holloway, I should say. Sears now with 8. Marquez Warwick initiating the offense here. Number 1 in the white.
And now you come in with Warwick, who's a big-time scorer. Great pass again.
Mitchell again on that same play, Sonny.
Yeah, lack of communication again. Alabama is having a hard time with communication from player to player, whether they're switching or not.
Bo Diabate, baseline drive, finishes with the left. First bucket of the day for the sophomores, an X factor off the bench for Alabama. It is a 15-point cushion for the Tigers. A little too much dribbling here. Warwick gives it up. Mitchell wants the 3. Leaves that one short. So that first one gave him a whole lot of courage. Pierce, sophomore from Tulsa at the line. Way off. Robinson nearly pulled it away from Diabate. Tide will take it. Screen and roll. Diabate fouled at the rim. Winning plays, it's palpable on this roster. Ole Miss and Vandy, and then Florida and LSU will bring in Mardi Gras in Baton Rouge. We'll see you there. Opportunity for Alabama. Turnover, maybe not. That's a foul on Sears. Take them any way we can get them. So he got into that rhythm high in this first half. 8 first-half turnovers for Alabama. And Missouri has cashed in, scored 13 points off of that. That is really high rate. Robinson from 15. They are lethal. Everybody is.
Nearly 60% from the field.
Robinson, the second Tiger in double figures with 10.
Been able to kick it out for shots or attack the rim, and that's from the backcourt.
There's Missouri at 8-4, 5th in the league. They're a couple of games behind Alabama and Auburn. Those are the 2 teams at the top of the SEC. And they've got one of them down nearly 20 in their building. which is arguably the toughest home court advantage in college basketball this year. Sears, wide open three, just before the horn. You're +9 there on points off of turnovers. They're one of the best teams in the nation in doing that, converting after the turnovers. So the giveaways become even more deadly.
And again, the physicality of the guard play inside.
Alabama at a 30. So we can hear the crowd riled up again.
I think Mark Sears has an argument. When you guard somebody, they can't just go through you. They could go around you, but not through. Another turnover, and here come the Tigers.
Mitchell, lead feed, look out! Look out!
A heck of a lead pass by Ant Robinson over the top to a running Mitchell.
Sears, deep one, can't hit. Diabate works hard for the rebound, muscles his way up, but he can't finish. There's Philon, knocks it away, and LeBaron Philon gets it back to 18.
I think there's only two wrestling programs in the SEC, Oklahoma and Missouri. Yeah, these two teams, there's a lot of physicality going on today.
Yeah, grappling.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of grappling. Well, Alabama's going to have to step it up from that standpoint. We've been underscoring physicality the entirety of this first half. Drill, can't hit.
And good defense by Philon.
Sears lost it, and that is number 9 turnover for Alabama. Passed him in the second half, won by 13.
Yeah, second half they shot 58%, and they forced 13 turnovers against the Bulldogs.
That's a lot. They forced 10, I should correct myself, 10 Alabama turnovers here in this first half. A statement opening half for the 15th ranked Tigers. Mitchell throwing that one to who? I don't know. Did for Missouri last couple of minutes here in the first. So Alabama, you can see it's not like they've shot poorly. They're 5 out of their last 7 from the floor.
Kevin, if we had a line of scrimmage out top, if there was a line of scrimmage 3 feet above the three-point line, Alabama is losing the line of scrimmage. They're backing it up, trying to run their offense from 3 or 4 feet beyond where they'd like to run their offense. So no avenues are open for quick passes.
Defensively is looking like the Eagles front four from a couple of weeks ago.
Defensive line looks pretty good.
Sears wide open, 4-3.
I'm always amazed watching Mark Sears. Everything going wrong, but he keeps his head, maintains his poise, and delivers.
He's got 14 on 6 of 9 shoot.
Highly competitive person. And I think he gets it from his mom, since I asked him today where it comes from.
That's right. Alabama breaks the press. Aiden Sherrill sticks the 3 off the bench, and he puts one in to get it back to 14 with less than 2 to go.
A 22% three-point shooter. That's why he was open in the corner.
Yeah. He didn't play that Auburn game, and he comes back with a vengeance here. You know, that is big. Again, this was a 20-point cushion for Missouri a couple of minutes ago. Robinson once again asserts himself, and then a whistle.
Score a lot every game. He leads this team in assists and in steals, but against Georgia for 29 points against Cal, kind of won that game for Missouri against Cal. And then the next time out against Kansas, he had 5 steals in that game, which just ignited this crowd and got Missouri on a run.
Today, it's been the scoring. Wow, partner, this has been a fascinating first half. 55 for Missouri and counting. Mitchell scores it. No, they can't stop him around the rim.
Give it to him on the pinch post area. Let him go to work, and going to work he does.
Cliff Amore back in. Amore fouled. Arkansas and South Carolina at 7, and then Georgia and LSU follows at 9 Eastern. Those two, South Carolina and LSU, that is at the top of the league, along with Texas. South Carolina's got to bounce back, by the way. Whoa, throw down. Whoa, Perkins cleared for takeoff.
Wow.
Electric first half for Missouri. Philon Splits a pair into the corner. Sherrill got his man in the air. Gets rid of it. Phylon resets and connects.
It's unbelievable. A, the defense is great. B, the offense may be even better. Again, right at the buzzer.
Be good in this building.
It's been fun.
16-1. So 5 seconds to go here, first half. Bates gets open underneath. Bates, difficult fall away. And that's the half. Missouri scores 59 points. Okay, one shy of their season high against Mississippi Valley State. All due respect, a little different opponent. And so that is the most in a half versus a ranked opponent as well. Out there in that second bullet. But 15 points scored off of those turnovers. So they are opportunistic when they do nearly that. Pierce gets another deflection that time. Diabate starts on the floor for Alabama. Maybe they're looking for a little more toughness.
And remember when he was in the first half, how physical, how aggressive, loves the blue collar type of game, and that's what we have here.
Diabate, the sophomore from Queens, great last week in that win against Texas when Alabama scored 103 today. Little different story. They shot the ball really well as a team, but again, behind by double digits for the entirety of the first half, just about.
And keep an eye on the Alabama defense. It already looks like they have picked it up a notch.
Stevenson kicked that one ahead. Robinson deflected it. This is Bates, got it. And the lefty scores it.
A massive mistake by Alabama. You get a stop and you're going the other way. And Robinson again with the steal of the knockaway. Active hands, he is everywhere.
Sophomore, top 35 in the nation in steals. That pass was tipped, or pardon me, you can count that pass. Alabama has it back to a 10-point game. 1 minute into the second half. Remember, they trailed by as many as 20 in the first.
And I always thought as a player, and later on, when you're on the road and there's a big gap and you narrow this gap down.
16 home wins for Missouri, most in the nation, and several wins inside this building against other ranked teams. Robinson is open, can't convert. Stevenson went down. So Diabate.
And the one loss for Missouri in this building was to Texas A&M. Wade Taylor hit the bomb for the game winner. Barges right into Mitchell, got very close, could not convert.
So missed opportunity there for the tie. Robinson, eyes up, hesitation, bounce it down to Pierce, and he draws the foul. Struggle at the line. When you have a teammate like that going through it,
I think you stay away from mentioning things. You want him confident of just playing and getting shots up and get to that free throw line. Get your rhythm, take your 2 bounces to shoot the ball.
He had a nice bounce back performance in the Georgia win Saturday. Pierce has been a very reliable starter all year long. Missouri on the move once again. Robinson had the 12 in the first half. 5 out of 7.
And last 2 possessions, it's Mark Mitchell on the defensive end. Alabama has not been able to score over.
Mitchell just bullies his way in for the bucket.
Noticeable. Alabama is not double teamed at one time.
Youngblood splashes the 3.
And he can shoot it. Absolute great career in South Florida. Kennesaw State at first.
He wants it. Robinson has it. Little scramble now. Mitchell, one dribble. Mitchell gets fouled.
After review, we have a flagrant foul on Chandler with 2 shots and the ball.
Stands all by himself. Nobody around.
Mitchell has got 22.
And he's going to continue to be aggressive. Now, dribble it out of bounds. Mark Mitchell to see if he can pass out of a double team. Once he puts it on the floor, send somebody low to see if they can knock it away or see if he can make a play.
Sonny, he has had a lot of room to pound that rock, a lot of time, rather. That's a foul on Missouri. Big now, never been ahead. They've been down by as many as 20. That's a tip, a deflection, and Missouri ultimately takes it away before Pierce lost it. So they dodge a bullet, Alabama does. Youngblood is open. Can't cash in. You have lauded with defensively how they defend out of bounds plays.
And I believe it was Trent Pierce, the defender on the ball, who made the tip to get that steal.
A whole lot of size and length. So here's Mitchell.
Nobody's going one-on-one.
Mitchell goes up, draws the foul on the app, on the network. To the SEC. They want to remain in the upper echelon of the league.
And remember the remaining schedule for Missouri. The teams are 18 and 44 in SEC.
Line, best of the team.
You know, he missed 3 free throws in the Auburn game. Rare that he will do that. Missed the first one here.
Sears, the All-American, with 15.
Different type of offense now because Mark Mitchell's out. They will not throw it to Josh Gray that often in the low post.
Amori switches back on. Gray was coming to set the screen for Perkins. Perkins, bounce pass. Gray goes up, got his hands on it. And Amori, rather Sears comes away with it.
Good pass by Perkins. Gray's got to finish.
Sears dribbled that off of Pierce's sneaker and a run in your conference tournament. Remember UConn did that a couple of times?
How about North Carolina State last year?
That's right, winning the ACC. Youngblood after a scramble. Look at the reach of Amori that's in that first half.
It's an attack mode. They've got guys from all angles. Missouri has been able to stay with them. Can Alabama get a stop and get it under 10?
Grill back on the floor. He's being chased by Sears. Grill is number 31. Takes it here.
And you better
Open.
step out early.
4-3.
You better step out early. You can't be late to a great shooter.
Second triple of the night for Grill. He's 2 out of 5 from distance. Youngblood, who has been a much more effective three-point shooter of late, but he misfires there.
And Missouri right on top of the Bama defense.
Gray is going to draw the foul. It's a career high by a long shot this year. 47% from distance.
Yeah, his best was his senior year, which was 2 years ago at Iowa State at 36%.
Offline that time. You know, he credits that too. He's not looking to force shots. He wants to get his shots at the flow of the offense. That's a foul on Youngblood.
Your numbers go way up.
He's very much a candidate. Speaking of that, the 6th man of the year in the league.
Yep.
You know, they don't give away comeback player of the year, but I think he's very much the front runner for that. Nearly lost the handle. Trying to take it off the bounce. Off the window. That's pure. He's got 15, Sonny.
He just looked at his teammate and said, sorry, I tried to pass it to you. Lost control. I took it myself.
Foul on Missouri. And that's going to be the 5th team foul of the Tigers. Yeah, that was on Josh Gray. Might have bear hugged a Tide player.
Yeah, the 6th man award will be interesting. Pettiford at Auburn, pretty good.
Yep, we got a couple of contenders here. Yeah, this game.
Thomas Houck, Florida.
Yep. Sears lost it, calls the timeout. He knows his mind right now. 13:34 to go. His team down 15.
How do we quit turning it over? How do we make a stop or two and continue to shoot well?
Yeah, Sears can cash in. Buckets that time from distance.
Big answer.
How about Sears? 18 points today. When his team has been behind all night.
And where the matchup problem is, now Mark Mitchell's back in. He's in also with Josh Gray. But they're going to get Mark to the post and see if Alabama can guard him.
You got the smaller Phylon on him, at least for the moment. Josh Gray taking it in himself. Josh Gray draws the foul. He's out of Columbia. Lucky for all of us. Just buckle up, folks. It has been a competitive one in which Missouri has controlled the pace of it for much of the game. Grill throws himself at Sherrell that time.
Ball is in his hands a lot, and he controls quite a bit of what goes on in Alabama in the offensive end.
Sherrell misses both. Perkins going between the legs, picks up the dribble, bounce pass to Grill, relocates, his wing 3 is offline. And so Brill today, 2 of 7 from distance. Phylon open momentarily and knocks it in.
Solid interference run by Mark Sears. Did not let Mark Mitchell get to that shot line.
Oh, you said Phylon was going to have a big game today. He is trying to pedigree of how Dennis Gates and his staff develop players, how they develop Bates, where he has totally reached his potential here. And so Missouri seemed like a nice fit for a guy who's playing 2 hours from home.
And it's been a great fit for both Mitchell and Coach Gates.
Phylon now back-to-back on this side.
Phylon is good off the dribble. Now he's got to be careful because he yelled at Grill in the face right in front of an official. Official didn't like it, warned him a little bit, but Phylon is good off the bounce. And he can be in attacking mode. Now they've got to find a getaway to get a defensive stop.
Cruz wants 3, knocks it down. Sears, aggressive and assertive attack to get it back to a 10-point game. So they're trading blows now the last couple of minutes. 11 minutes to go.
So if you've not watched Missouri, Jacob Cruz, the transfer from Tennessee Martin, averaged nearly 20 a game at Tennessee Martin. Has not had a lot of minutes in a Missouri uniform, but he's confident as a shooter and will shoot threes.
Cruz now posts it up. Sears, Cruz puts it up and the teardrop falls. So Jacob Cruz in, outside and in.
Once a scorer, always a scorer.
Sears turns the corner, got it, and the foul.
They're still in this game. They were down 12-0. Now they're down 9 points with 10:28 to go. Trying to find ways to get a defensive stop or a series of defensive stops, because I think Bama feels comfortable in on the offensive end. On this end is where it's been difficult.
23 points now for Mark Sears, well past his average. Marcus Allen could not hit. The last few years, we have seen Alabama do that to teams. Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah, no doubt.
Missouri set the tone with a 12-0 run to start the game. They were up 20 at one point in the first half. Sears launches, buckets, and he lets out a roar. It is a 26-point game now for Sears. He's cooking.
There's a reason they stamp All-American on certain players.
Timeout, Missouri. This is the closest this game has been since the opening minutes.
And we might have discussed Sears' size, 6'1" on the defensive end. But offensively, I don't care who you are guarding this kid. Are you 6'10", 6'11", 6'5", whatever it is. He finds ways to go around you. He goes over you. He's got one-arm shots. He's got double pump shots. He's got in-your-face jump shots. It's a wide variety. You want a piece of him, he'll bring all comers because he takes them all. And he's taken some of the biggest shots tonight to keep his team within distance of a team that's playing on their home court and playing just out of this world. Look at those numbers. 10 of 14 from the field.
Incredibly efficient. 4 of those 3-pointers from beyond the arc there. 14th 20-point game. His 14th. We've only played 25 games.
So how does an All-American respond after a tough outing against arch rival Auburn? He was only 4 of 17 in that game.
Yep.
This says all you need to say about it. Win or lose, whatever happens, he's got his team in this game. 10 of 14 from the field and not shying away from whatever contact he has to do on the defensive end and then offensively trying to score.
You know, his body language has been good. Remember that game against LSU a few weeks ago? Got benched in the second half. Since then, 5 straight double-figure games. His body language has been brilliant. Really, despite playing from behind the entirety of this game. So the toughest assignment for Mitchell is Mo Diabate. Did not get the cleanest look, but the offensive board leads to the putback.
And Stevenson for Alabama missed the rebound. Got to have that rebound. He missed it. Trent Pierce stayed with it. Finished the play.
Crowd's back. Sears to an open Phylon, sets the feet. Stevenson backside rebound. Back out to Sears. It's a new 20. He pulls it. Just short. 8-point game, Missouri ahead. Less than 9 to go. And a wild, entertaining, tense top 15 battle inside one of the better home court advantages in college basketball this year. Lob it inside to Mitchell. Mitchell, it's a deep post catch.
Any of it.
No, 27 now to lead all scorers. It's a new career high for the Kansas City man. Loose ball foul on Alabama. Ball back to Missouri. You know, they like to track this one here in Missouri. When Brill scores more than 12, they're unbeaten. He's got 16.
And the 1-3-1 trap. Sears gets back to the half court.
Inside to Youngblood, puts it up. Amori could not convert the follow. And Missouri, look at this, they could stretch this lead back even further. They're up by 13 again. Brill to the basket, gets blocked. Brill, long two, puts it in. Youngblood for three. Youngblood can't hit. Nelson had it knocked out, should stay here. 6. Mark Mitchell has bested him. Holloway sets the feed. Holloway throws in the three.
I was surprised Ant Robinson left Holloway to potentially try to get a steal on that pass into Nelson. Once he left, Holloway wide open. Holloway, one of the better shooters in the league.
He's 3 of 4 from distance, now into double figures with 11. 12-point game, so that puts it into the 9-0 Missouri run. Robinson, step back from 15. Anthony Robinson, who had sat for much of this second half, was playing with 3 fouls. Always had the response. Missouri has.
And we know for teams how hard it is to get all the way back. You're down big.
I would have thought that might have been, or could have been a traveling violation. Instead, it's now a scramble here for Alabama. Sears with 4. Sears lobbing up to Diabate. 12-point game.
Sears has the ability of his stop and go, and the way he changes angles to get through that zone defense and to really to make it an easy play.
You know, Sears, he's got a couple of turnovers, yes, but 4 assists to go along with the 26 points. Most of those turnovers were early. Robinson draws the foul.
Wow, missed them both.
Now Robinson, that's a rare miss, a pair of them at the line. Now Missouri today, only 60% at the line, so they've had an off day. Philly could never get back in front. Auburn pulled away late.
Matchup zone, ball's got to go right there around the free throw line. Boy, tough shot.
That's a deep, contested three. Caleb Brill secures it. That's 7 rebounds now for Brill to go along with his 19. Just high-level shot making on this end of the floor for Missouri from the opening jump. They've got 90 and counting. 5:50 to go.
Here's a matchup that's been difficult all night long.
Bate leaning on Mitchell. He spins, goes up with the right, and puts it in.
Right hand, left hand, it doesn't matter. If you don't double it, he's a bucket getter.
29 for Mitchell. Stevenson cashes in from the corner.
What a ball game. 92-81. Oh, 5.5 to go.
Yeah, we got 5:25 to go. But if you're Alabama, they've got to get the stops on this side of the floor.
And again, send somebody at Mark Mitchell when he gets it in that post.
Oh, Grill, little separation, had to give it up. Mitchell now. Cut off by Nelson. Well, Grill may have to hoist. Draws the foul. About excelling in this offense where anybody can go off any given day. Today, it's he and Mitchell. They have combined for 51 of Missouri's 95. Tigers in control, playing really well. Gray blocks that one at the rim. Toss back out, shot clock. Yep, did not reset. That's a foul on Grill. Was 26 for Sears. This, it's been right here. Alabama has not been able to get past this hump. They got it down to 6 about 5 minutes ago. And then what did Missouri do? An immediate 9-0 run. They've been ahead by double digits since.
And the variety of offensive players that have shot the ball well that are on the court for the offensive end for Dennis Gates.
Robinson nearly lost a handle. And Grill bails him out. He checks the timer. 7 to shoot. Caleb Grill, step back 3, puts it in!
What a Pierce throw. Wow.
Foul on the floor.
Teammates will be wide open.
It's his first 30-point game of the season. But the problem for Alabama is, and the good news for Missouri, that double-digit lead remains. It's been insurmountable. Missouri, in the waning minutes here, in position for maybe their third top 5 win of the season. Bates, dribble, hand off, Gray draws the foul. Rewritten today. Odds may indicate that. Josh Gray has just done so. 99 for Missouri. In an SEC game, that is a program record.
And because Alabama wants to pick up the pace, Missouri stays in that zone, but you have to rebound.
Yeah. Deflected, stays here with 14 on the timer.
Holloway dancing with the basketball group.
Is in control with less than 3 to go.
And the trust that Dennis Gates has with the veteran Tony Perkins out on the floor.
That's number 12 in the white. Pierce backs his man in, so 8 to shoot. Oh, Grill from 35 misfires. Pierce tried to save it, out of bounds, and with 2.5 to go, Alabama does get the stop. That would have blown the roof off of this place.
You'd have called game, right?
there are daggers.
Again, the pace now that Alabama must play. Offensively, pick it up as fast as you can.
Wraparound pass. This is Diabate. Oh, count it! And the foul. This is Trent Pierce. Fouled by Diabate, so he'll get 2 free throws.
Well, smart foul. Remember, we talked about Pierce mindset. 47% in SEC play from the free throw line.
Duo has done today. 54. They got the majority, and boy, the struggles for Pierce continue at the line. Door is open. Phylon puts it in. 8-point game. 2:03 to go.
And here's what Dennis Gates will do. He's got T.O. Barrett, the freshman.
Record for points in an SEC game. Perkins, Bates, Mitchell, Grill, and Cruz, the 5 out there for the Tigers. Sears, he's got 30 himself. He's got it.
Smart defense to trap him.
Holloway nearly stepped on the half-court line. Holloway stumbled. There's a tie-up.
Slows him down.
Youngblood nearly lost it. It's just Chris Youngblood puts it up, and it rolls through. 8-point game again with 1:40 to go.
Bates, 93% free throw shooter.
So if you're Alabama, they're trying to force the takeaway. A deflection and then a foul. Youngest player on the floor is Mitchell, a junior. Back to a 10-point lead. 90 seconds to go. Sears hounded by Perkins. Sears puts it in.
And then you can attack.
1:05 left. Alabama, what do they do here? Phylon lost the handle. So did Bates. Stevenson on it. Sears cashes in. An incredible night for Missouri. They score 110. That's a program record for an SEC game.